Hi, welcome to Statistics, Introduction to Statistics. I am Professor Alice. You're welcome to call me Professor A. I wanted to provide a brief video that can help introduce you to the Canvas course that I will be using and kind of give you some hints and tips and kind of a little bit of an overview of what to expect. I have the Canvas page, as you can see. I'm screenshotting that. So when you go into Canvas and you click on your dashboard for all your classes and you click on PSY230, which is my class, this will be the home page. And is what you'll notice is at the very top is this Getting Started module. I would go in there immediately and go through each of those so that you can get an idea of what is expected. So the course orientation, if you were to click on that, it gives you a little bit of information about the course, what you expect. Um, I haven't posted this video in there, but it'll be right here. That's where you'll hopefully access this video. Um, it gives you some tips of what you need to expect from the class, like um, one, I do not accept late work. It is too difficult to track the difference between students who have on time versus late. And all of the assignments are available at least 1 week, and that's at minimum 1 week before their due date. So I always say get in there and work ahead so that you don't ever fall into a position where you fall behind on your work. I do also tend to implement some kind of safety nets for that. Overall, like a couple of, like an assignment here or there will be dropped. So in case you miss one, but I would assume all things need to be on time and you can't ask for to submit it late. It's not really very fair to your classmates because a lot of your classmates have lives, they have things that come up, they are sick, they have family members that are sick. Things happen to where they might miss an assignment. It wouldn't be fair for me to allow one student an extension and not another student. So please don't put me in the position of navigating that because the answer will be no unless you have accommodations from disability resources that allows you extended times. Assume everything is due on the due dates. I do have an instructor bio just so you can kind of read about me and learn a little bit about where I had my academic background and my animals and things like that, which is fun. I have the textbook information. The textbook is required because your homework problems are at the end of every chapter. So you do need to purchase that and get that taken care of right away. It is through Cognella. I would say it's cheaper directly through Cognella on this link that I'm providing you here rather than going to the bookstore. And if you go through that link, they'll give you, you can get like a couple of weeks of I think it is where you have access to the textbook before it arrives, or if you want the e-text, you can choose between those things. Another thing is the exam policies. I would definitely click in here and read about that. Exams are going to be available for at least 1 week prior to their due date. When you go into the exam, though, do not click Start Exam unless you are ready to start that exam. Because if you click Start Exam and then you exit, it will show up that you took the exam and you got a 0 and there's nothing I can do about it. So there's a lot of safety. You have to be really careful and purposeful about that. In addition, on these exams, I do use a kind of a proctoring service. It's called Lockdown Browser. What it is it allows you to just open the browser only for the exam. While you're taking the exam, you can only use that one browser so that you're not able to access other browsers or internet um, resources, and that way you can't use AI and those types of things. AI is not allowed. So it will lock you down, and it also assures that you're the student. It will ask for your identification, so you'll need to show like a driver's license or your student ID card, and you do need to have a camera so it can match that to your ID, and your exam will be recorded so that if there's any questions like, okay, you had another person in the room, which you're not allowed to, um, it will flag your exam as being possibly problematic. So you are allowed to use your textbook or handwritten notes um, during exams. Now, it's going to be time consuming in textbooks to flip through all of that stuff. So I always say use handwritten notes so that you could focus on the things that you need on the exam. But you're not allowed to use any electronic resources. You cannot have your phone or iPad or anything like that out um, on your desk. And as I said, there will be a recording to make sure that that is assured. So please, if you feel like you're not able to access a lap or a computer with a camera or any of those things, let me know as soon as possible so that we can rectify that situation. We might need to have you go to campus and maybe use computers on campus, or we might need to find an alternative way for test taking. But the easiest way is for you to um, utilize your home camera in a room where you're on your own so that I can assess your understanding of the material, not your friend's understanding or AI's understanding of the material. You have 75 minutes for exams, except for the final exam, you will have a full 2 hours for the final exam. Um, so make sure you're reading through that really carefully. Um, there is a class discussion board here, and that is like if you have general questions that maybe you have questions for your classmates, or you have questions that your classmates could benefit from knowing the answer to, post questions there, and that way we can all be involved in it, and it's not just between me and just you as an individual student, but the entire class if it's something that would be useful information for the entire class. So I have 16 modules. This is 16 weeks, including the finals week. It's actually 15 weeks of uh, class time. And then the last week is the finals week. And I have every module broken into weeks. I figured this would be the easiest way for you to navigate so you can just go week by week by week. So week one is starting right away, the 13th. Every week at the very beginning, there's a week one overview. And this will, if you click on that, it'll give you an idea. Okay, this is what you're going to need to do. You read chapter one of your textbook. Week one, you need to post your personal introduction and then respond to your classmates. Typically, you'll have 2 to 3 days to respond to your classmates, and the instructions will be in there. It allows you to connect with your classmates that are also taking an online class. Then it tells you to watch the chapter one lecture video and complete the chapter one quiz. Watch the order of operations video, which is below. And you could see there's videos below, and then complete the order of operations activity, and then get started on your chapter one homework, which the chapter one problems are at the end of the chapter one. Um, so each overview kind of gives you an idea. Okay, this is what's happening this week. This is what I need to do. And then underneath are all the things. So discussion one is the personal introduction. If you click in that, you'll notice here's the instructions. What's your name or your preferred name? Why are you taking the class? Um, Lots of questions. And then there's um, is what I want you to do is read through your classmates and post like a response to your classmates so that you can interact with them. And then I want you to post a current selfie or headshot on to your Canvas account picture. This just helps me to be able to kind of put a face to the name. To me, I'm a very visual person. I am much better at connecting names if I have a face with it. So if you'll notice, I'll move my little thing. Oh, actually, it doesn't do that there. Let's see. If I was to go to people, let's say, um, when you go through, you'll see here's my picture. Uh, Here's pictures of your classmates. Um, I would prefer a picture of you and, shoulders up. It's very difficult. These are little tiny pictures. It's very difficult to see um, whole body shots or you posing by a tree. Those are great pictures, and you can actually include those types of pictures in your discussion if you'd like. But I'd like a headshot just so we can we know who we're talking to. If you are completely do feel uncomfortable posting a headshot, please say something in the discussion about, I don't feel comfortable posting a headshot. I don't want people to see what I look like. I would like to be anonymous. But at least address that so that I know that you're not just ignoring the instructions completely. But I would prefer if you did post a headshot. Um, so those are kind of some things to think about. Um, the next is those chapter lectures and quizzes. Basically, there is a lecture video, and as you'll notice, here's the chapter one lecture video. There's usually, between 30 and 45 minutes approximately. Typically, they're more comprehensive videos. They're literally what you would get if you were sitting in the classroom with me and I was lecturing to the entire class. This is what you would do, take notes from it, etc. And then there's a little quiz that's attached to it that you can take 2 times to get the best grade possible. The highest grade is counted. And it just basically helps assess your understanding of the lecture, of the main components of the chapter lecture. So they're worth 10 points, pretty brief quizzes, just under comprehension quizzes. And then you'll have application activities throughout the course of the semester. These are usually hands-on activities, taking the information from beyond just your homework problems and beyond the lecture and applying to something very specific. And often these application activities are very useful because these are the types of things that you will see on the exam is the same type of information. So for application activity one, you'll notice I want you to complete a worksheet. You can click on the worksheet and download that onto your computer, or you can like work off of this and write those things down. But here's kind of a little kind of a hint of what that looks like. And this first activity helps you to understand the order of operations related to how this course works. So at the very bottom, it says, how many of the calculations did you get correct? Once this is graded, or you can check the key and use the following criteria. So I will post a key for this so that you can check and see, and I will obviously grade it too. But you can do it as many times as possible until the deadline. So these gives you actually hands-on practice, the types of things that you will see on the exams for you. So this is just kind of an overview of information. If you'll notice, when you go into the discussions, I often do have rubrics for discussions. This one's very simple. Click on the 3 little dots at the top right of that discussion and hit show rubric, and this will show you how the points are allotted. So it's 10 points for the discussion. So it's just all questions were answered thoughtfully and clearly with instructions followed carefully and a clear effort was made is for that first criteria. The second criteria is that classmate interaction. The required interaction responses to classmates was completed thoughtfully and clearly, and a clear effort was made for those two. So that's just you going back in and reading your classmates and responding to them as well. So Hopefully, this was a helpful overview for what you can expect. Right now, I have week 1 and week 2 ready to go, and I will open up things as you can see. That's 2 full weeks ahead. So I would suggest working ahead. Please do not hesitate to ask me questions. Reach out by email, Canvas email in particular. If you'll see here on the left of this entire screen, you'll see inbox. If you click in there, it'll give you an option to email me. Just pick your course, to send me an email. I prefer emails through Canvas. That way, I don't have to worry about you typing, did you give me your section number? Did you give me, because I teach many sections and I also teach at Mesa Community College, so as well as Gateway Community College. So I don't have to send back an email saying, okay, let me know which section number. It shows me right out the gate what course you're enrolled in, which is very helpful. And also, if you're emailing from personal email or personal laptop, sometimes it will block on my side. It'll read it as possible threat, security threat. So it's some helpful tools for you. I hope this helped, and I really do look forward to getting to know you over the course of the semester. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. This is one of my favorite classes to teach, and haven't taught it online in a while. So uh, I hope you all do wonderfully. I expect the best from you all. Thank you.